Hello, dear friends. I'm Zelda Kelly with Psychic Secrets. How do you get your boyfriend back? Well, first of all, before we start figuring out what you need to do, we need to figure out what happened to him. That's the most important thing in order for you to know what you need to do. After all, this is love, right? So today we're going to be pulling out a few cards, finding out if there's anything hidden, finding out what he's thinking. So this is what we're going to start with. Now, this is for all signs, a collective reading, and it is a general reading. Some of you may not resonate, but we're going to put this in perspective so you know what you need to do. Here we go. Okay. Shuffle a couple of more times here and let's go. Now, this is for him. We're going to start off with him first. Well, now that is a Capricorn zodiac, but this devil card we will explain. All right, so here we go again. Now, don't get scared. That doesn't mean that he's evil or that he is the devil. Hang in there. Okay. And there is the Three of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords. This is going to be pretty easy to explain, my darlings. And the Three of Cups. All right. So now, I'm going to take this deck. It's called Hidden. It's cartomancy. We'll see what's crossing him up. What has he been hiding? What's going on? Let's see. There we are. Okay. So let's do this. I'm going to put this to the side. Before we read you, I'm going to explain to you what is going on with him. It shows that he took a turn because he felt he had some decisions ahead of him. Maybe too many decisions. He felt there were open doors and opportunities ahead. The fact of the matter is, he has been brokenhearted, it looks like, for a while. Not happy, unhappy. And I think that you've been able to tell because he's not been participating in the relationship, or that maybe he's staying away longer. The distance between calls and texts, it's not so frequent anymore. It does show that he has been occupied with work, making money, and that is understandable. But at the same time, he wants to feel like he did about you in the past, when you first met him, how you celebrated. Now, we're going to get to this card in a minute. This card represents you. Now, don't look at this. That doesn't mean anything. That's just a depiction in this deck. This is a success card. The Seven of Diamonds, a success with you. But here's what's happened. There became an obsession, and it takes two people to be obsessed in love. There became an obsession, and he feels, now this is from his perspective, not mine, he feels that maybe there was few little things that became too intense, like conversations of commitment and so forth. Now, I get it, because I'm going to tell you something. He was the one coming to you, talking about the future, talking about being together, loving together, being married. But the moment that you give in, the moment that you decide, yeah, you know what, this sounds for me, he starts backing off. It doesn't surprise me. Because here, what's happened is he feels that the element of the chase was taken from him. And he feels that all of a sudden, that topic of conversation has become an obsession. Now, come on, from your perspective, you don't feel so. We're talking about him. He feels that it's just consumed you to the point where This is all you want to talk about. This is you talk to your friends. This is you talk to him. And he feels that just the thought isn't good enough, that he must and you must move on and race to the altar. And that sort of scared him and it frightened him and it felt like an ending to him to the point where he couldn't breathe. But don't be too disheartened because there is a horizon that's coming up. So let's see, my dear, what's going on with you. Let's see what you need to do, how to get your boyfriend back. Let's see, we're using this beautiful, you're going to see a foil tarot today, if I can talk. There we go. And that's him. Now, this is what you think about him. We're going to put this right here. We're going to move this deck. So we've got a little room. And we're going to cut the deck again. In all fairness, we're just going to make sure we have... Oops, I'm sorry. I don't read reverse. So that's my fault. I think I picked these cards up, so it wasn't. So right there, that's the Ace of Cups. We're going to pick out another one. We're going to do a nice little, Now, isn't this amazing? My darlings, look at this. The same card on your end. That is amazing. We're going to get into that in just a minute. That makes sense. And the Four of Pentacles. One more card from this particular deck. And wow, my darling, wow. This Six of Cups. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Now we're going to see about you. Is there some hidden something or other that we need to work on with you? Let's see. There we go. Right there. And the Six of Diamonds. Isn't that amazing? We got the 6 and the 7. But my darling, the 7 is ahead of the 6. It's putting the cart before the horse. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I've been there. Most women have been in your position. And men, if you're watching this, I think all of us can learn something from it. So let's talk about you, my darling. This is how you view him. Your end all of end all. You're so in love with him. He is the king of your perspective and the ruler of your emotions, my darling. Cups are water signs, and this can be an emotional type of thing that is going on, and definitely so. You see, this is a little fish right here. That's the spirit guide of the cup suit. That means that through these emotions, you just feel like you're swimming like a fish, going around rocks, going upstream, going downstream, not knowing what direction you're going to go, and not knowing when you're going to be hooked. Well, you were hooked, and you fell in love, and you gave him all of your ability and all of your emotions to just do with what he pleased. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. You can share your emotions, but sometimes we lose ourselves, and that's what happened here. You see, he's got one perspective, but you've got another perspective, because since he mentioned what he wanted in life, you took the ball and ran with it. Nothing wrong with that. But remember, you gotta keep things in a little bit. You gotta slow down. You're ahead of him in the relationship department and in the emotion department. He's just coming to these ideas and voicing them to you because that's how he feels. You're like, oh my gosh, where's my ring? Where's my dress? Now, it may not be that bad, and forgive me, I don't want to insult anyone. But what I'm wanting to do is help you to see how these things are working out. Another interesting aspect of this is this particular card is the Four of Pentacles. Do you see what that fellow is doing there? He's holding on very, very tightly. He makes sure that he knows where everything is And this is not really a reflection. These are foil cards, and they're very beautiful, aren't they? Let me know in the comments if you like them. This particular card means that, well, he's making sure that things are under feet. He knows exactly where things stand, where things are, how much he has. And that's how he feels you are with him, right? That's this. He feels that you're becoming too obsessed with him, that you're holding on too tightly, that he can't breathe, that he needed some space. And all you want is this fresh start with this Ace of Cups. Pardon me, this fresh start with this Ace of Cups and this new beginning and all the things that go with it, because you see, this is all emotion as well. With the two Devil cards, both are obsessed with two different thought processes. He's obsessed with thinking that you're overly obsessed with him, and he wants a little space. Give him time to think about it. You are obsessed with, well, he said it. He thought he loved me. So now I've got to find out what's going on. And if I find out, I'm going to fix it. Maybe I need to text him. Maybe I need to call him. What's the matter? And every time you're together, it's what's wrong? What's wrong? Now, if you're doing that, I understand. I have been there. And most women, I know you're nodding your head if you're watching this and you're going, oh man, that's very true. We've been through this. But here's the solution. Because, well, first of all, let me get to this. This particular Six of Cups means that you're hanging on to the memory of it all. You're hanging on to the thought of the past when things were really good and how you could not wait to be in each other's arms, spending the weeks and the days and the months together. And he was being just pulled in just because of your beauty and your wonderment and your ability to make him laugh and your confidence. And then all of a sudden, this Two of Hearts comes in, and where you're fixated in your mind. Now, you may not have said it. You may tell me, Zelda, I'm not doing that. Good. Don't tell me off. This is a general reading. But in your mind, you've become fixated with, well, when is he going to ask me to marry him? Well, when are we going to be together? When is this going to happen? Does he love me? I want to know how he feels about me. What does he think? Does he make me laugh? Do I make him laugh? You get it. I don't have to go that far. But this Six of Diamonds tells us that, well, you're not quite to that point where you can feel success. That's where this is. You're not quite to that point. Okay, one more card. And then we're going to come to a conclusion as to what you need to do. We found out the circumstance. There you go. There you go. There you go. This is a Five of Swords, and it is a communication card. And it also means that you have a very good chance of winning if you drop it. If you drop it, how do you do that? You don't talk about this stuff. Because if he is starting to back off, because I'm going to tell you something, men are not dumb. They know when the air has changed. They know if you're wondering if they're messing around with someone else or any of those things. Your solution, my darling, and how to get your man back, your boyfriend back, your partner back, is you be the way that you were in the absolute beginning. Before you started picking out your wedding dress and thinking about the future and moving in together and children and, does he love me? You go back to the beginning while you still have a chance. And if you're broken up, all you have to do is change this energy and stop crying and start doing. You be that woman that he fell in love with right from the beginning, that made his heart go pity-pat and couldn't wait to see you. It's hard because you have to stop and think, gee, how was I in the beginning? Well, I'm going to tell you. You were carefree. You were confident. You didn't press him. If he said something about any type of love relationship, you kind of glanced over it. Let him take the lead. And you're going to be fine, because what's happened here is the roles have been reversed. Yes, reversed. And both of you have this ideal of thinking that the other one is thinking and doing something else. If you want change, you're the one's going to have to change this, honey, because he doesn't know. So you've just got to pull back, and you got to make plans, and you got to be together, and you got to be funny, and you got to smile and stop crying. Don't cry in front of him. Stop, smile, be happy. Be that lovely woman, beautiful person and partner that you were in the beginning, and he will come back. That is exactly right. And you know what? In the end, my darling, you will be winning. You pull in, you dry those beautiful tears, and that is what's going to bring him back. Do this, and believe me, it will happen. Thanks for watching.